What's up everyone? It is Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. I have a previous video on my channel where I talked about Netflix shows that I recommend that you watch during quarantine. And so for this video, I'm going to be back talking about more Netflix TV shows that you should definitely check out. Let me know your favorite Netflix shows in the comments below because I need some new TV shows to watch. So please give me some recommendations. So I've split my list up into a few different categories. The first category is K-dramas. And so recently I've been getting into some K-dramas, also known as Korean dramas, because my friend just moved to South Korea to become a teacher. And so I have a video with her, which I'll have linked down below, but she has got me into the K-dramas on Netflix. And so the first K-drama I recommend would be Crash Landing on You. And so honestly, this K-drama, I probably cried like every single episode. You might think, oh, this is sad, it can't get even more sad, but then it just did get more sad. It's basically a love story where the guy is a North Korean soldier and the girl is from South Korea, so obviously that separates them. The next K-drama I recommend would be Vincenzo. This K-drama, also super good, a ton of action. The main character guy was in the Italian mafia, but now he's back in South Korea, but he still has some of his like sneaky mafia ways of fighting people and killing people, and then he teams up with this lawyer girl. The thing I like about K-dramas is that they only really have like one season, so it's a finite number of episodes, but I like how it's only one season, so you have the entire story. You aren't left on like a cliffhanger and then the show gets canceled, so you'll never know what's going to happen. So you really get the whole story and you don't have to wait for something to drop or anything. So the next category is shows that I definitely recommend you to check out. So the first show you should definitely check out would be Manhunt Deadly Games. This show is like a reenactment, recreation, dramatization of the real life event of the Centennial Olympic Park bombing, where there was a man who was falsely accused of doing the bombing, and then his name was plastered all over the media and everyone thought that he was the perpetrator. And so I like shows like this because they are going over real life events. The next Netflix show would be All American, which originally airs on the CW, and then later on, after the season airs, they will upload the episodes onto Netflix. All American is really good. At first you might see it and it's like, oh, about high school football. Watching a show about high school football, it's not gonna be that interesting. That's what you may think, but this show is inspired by a real life person and it actually talks a lot about like race, wealth, privilege, class. It's really interesting, and I think it does delve into a lot of really deep conversations that a lot of other TV shows don't really talk about. The next show I definitely recommend would be Schitt's Creek. It's a family who used to be rich and now they are living in a motel, but the characters do grow on you. At first you're like, oh, I can't relate to the characters, they're sort of annoying, but they really do grow on you and you really get to see this story of growth amongst the characters. There's so many memes of this show online that you just have to watch in order to get the memes, which I kept seeing it around and I was like, I want to relate too, so then you have to watch the show. So the next show I recommend would be Cobra Kai. So Cobra Kai is a spin-off of the Karate Kid movies, which you all may have seen or your parents and you may have watched it back in the day, but a lot of the characters who were in the Karate Kid movies are actually like adults now in the Cobra Kai TV show. The next show would be Queen's Gambit, and I feel like this is a popular one. People have probably already watched it, but I'm going to include it here because it's a limited series, so similar to the K-dramas, you don't have to wait for another season or anything like that. And I thought the story was super interesting, and a lot of people I saw online, they're like, oh, I don't want to watch it because it's all about chess. But you really don't need to know how to play chess or anything about chess in order to like watch the TV show and understand what's happening. The next show I recommend would be Instant Hotel. It's an Australian TV show basically where people have converted like houses, their apartments into Airbnbs, and it's like a competition to see who has the best Airbnb. And so I watched season 2 of this, and honestly season 1 after watching season 2 was just sort of weird. So I would recommend watching season 2, but like all of the contestants go to each Airbnb around Australia and then they all vote, and then it's a competition of who has the best Airbnb. And finally, for my recommended shows would be Orange is the New Black. And so I feel like this one is a classic as well. Like a lot of people have probably already watched it. For me, I had never seen it before like 2 months ago. When I watched and finished this show, it is something to check out. Now that the show has ended, you can just watch all of the seasons, no having to wait, which is always fun. The main character is named Piper, and the show is actually based off of the real Piper's memoir of her time in a women's prison. And so the show Orange is the New Black is based around the women's prison. So moving into my new episode category, for the first show that just released new episodes would be Lucifer. And so this is also sort of like a crime law TV show, but also it involves the devil, Lucifer. I feel like Lucifer is sort of like Criminal Minds or Dexter, maybe more so related to Dexter, where they solve cases each episode, but like Dexter, he's a murderer, and with Lucifer, he's the devil. The latest episodes for season 5 just dropped. I finished them, and so now I'm done season 5, and they are doing a season 6 as the final season. So if you haven't seen it at all yet, then I definitely recommend checking it out because it is a good show. The next show that is going to release new episodes soon would be Kim's Convenience. And so this show follows a Korean-Canadian family who owns a convenience store, and it's really funny and it's really cute to see like the kids who are like adults already, they're growing up, going through life. The parents are also going through life, dealing with things at the store. I feel like it's sort of similar to Schitt's Creek, where it follows this family through their daily lives. So editing this, season 5, the new season of Kim's Convenience, is on Netflix when this video is posted. And actually, it's the last season, so I guess I should have put this in the canceled category, but there's a lot of interesting articles from the leads of the show talking about the cancellation, which you all should definitely check out. And so my final category would be canceled TV shows. And so this category sort of really makes me bummed out, and I'm like, okay, I keep starting these shows on Netflix, but they only have like 1 or 2 seasons, and then you find out, oh, it's canceled. So it ends, and it ends on a cliffhanger. You have so many questions, and I'm like, okay, I just need to stop because it just makes me so sad. I only want to watch shows that are like done, or you know they are getting renewed. So with that, these canceled shows I would definitely recommend. Even though they were canceled, their few seasons are really good. So the first canceled show is the OA. It's sort of about kidnapping, death, traveling to multiple dimensions. However, it was canceled after 2 seasons, so season 2 ends on a big cliffhanger, which I'm just so sad about. I have so many questions. I just want to know how this finishes. But one of the co-creators on Instagram this past week posted something cryptic, so fans are thinking that they might get renewed for a season 3. The next show would be Julie and the Phantoms. So this is definitely like a kid's teenager show. It's about a young girl who is like insecure, coming of age. She meets this boy band group of ghosts, and then they all sing together. And so I don't know, I'm a fan of these singing TV shows. I always find the music parts to be cool, and I thought that this TV show was super cute and like a good feel-good kind of show where you don't really need to pay too much attention to it. But alas, it has one season and then Netflix canceled it, but a lot of people online are like fighting for them to renew it. The next canceled show would be Spinning Out. It's about ice skating, and I always like these like ice skating or gymnastics or cheerleading shows. It talked a lot about like heavy subjects with mental health. Just a bummer that it's canceled because I feel like it could have been a really great multi-season show. Another canceled show would be Teenage Bounty Hunters, also only one season, and this one I'm just so sad about. The one season, it was really good, talking about religion, but also the main character is discovering her sexuality, and also the season ended on a cliffhanger. Like, so many things were happening right at the season's end, and I'm like, I have so many questions. There were literally so many things happening on the finale, and I'm like, oh my god, I just need to know. So I need this one to be renewed also, like, please. I have so many questions. So finally for canceled shows would be Baker and the Beauty. I feel like this show also is one that you don't really need to pay too much attention to. It's about a baker who falls in love with like a super famous, really pretty supermodel, where you can sort of see the differences in their class, privilege, upbringing, lifestyles play out there and sort of come to a head. This has also been canceled after only one season, but I think the first season is worth watching. It's something that's like super cute and fairy tale-esque. And so these were some of my Netflix TV show recommendations. Please do let me know your Netflix TV show recommendations in the comments down below because I need new things to watch. And if you have watched any of these shows, definitely let me know your thoughts as well. So thank you all so much for watching. It really means a lot. Make sure you like this video to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe to my channel to see more, and I will see you all next time.